a storm through its industrial motor power. Fixed spikes provide the teeth of the gale, a steel and polycarbonate body to withstand any buffeting. But after the storm, perhaps the doldrums.
Hi, I'm Andrew Marchant, and this is our robot Tornado. These are my team members, Dave Gamble and Brian Moss. Tornado's powered by two 24-volt 750-watt motors, but we overrun them to 36 volts and we gear very low. So we've got a lot of power and a lot of acceleration. In fact, we've got 7 brake horsepower, which we think is the most power that any robot's ever had.
From Addleston in Surrey, Caterkiller.
Trundling on rubber tracks, will the Caterkiller butterfly away from opponents? Spikes on the lifting flipper give the killing edge. They think they have a Catter's 9 lives, but then Caterkillers eat leaves, and this could leave early.
Hi, I'm Keith Williams of Team Cat. This is our robot Caterkiller. It's powered by two 800-watt motors, Lexan and Macrolon bodywork, same as used in the screens to protect the robot audience from flying debris. It's powered by tracks. It's got a lifting arm, powered by two 7,500 Newton electric rams.
From St Leonards-on-Sea, seed number 8, Gemini.
A unique and brilliant innovation, the cluster bot, which will split into 2 machines on entering the melee, fiberglass and Kevlar shells, pneumatic flippers. But Gemini, Kilolots and Leo, and lions rule our jungle. What lessons have been learnt from their previous incarnation as Mace, Stinger, Stung? Then they slam suicidal tendencies and they come back with similar power this time around. But in the semi-finals against Chaos 2, they were flipped. They couldn't right themselves. I wonder if they've improved on that this time around.
We're Team Mace, and this is our robot Gemini. It's a heavyweight cluster bot, which means it goes into the arena as one machine, then we split into 2 and fight as a team. Each machine is equipped with a high-pressure lifter which can handle about 250 kilos, and also both machines are capable of self-righting.
Roboteers, stand by.
Caterkiller with the lifting arm, Keith Williams, sister Julianne and girlfriend Georgie Reed. Tornado, work colleagues Andrew Marchant, David Gamble and Brian Moss. And there's Gemini, Shane Howard, Brian Fountain and young Daryl Howard.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Watch for the split. There straight away. The twins break up. Sisters of Mercy or Daughters of Doom, Gemini. Spinning around the arena floor immediately. Difficult to keep track on them. For the rest of the competing robots and the house robots. How do you close on one robot when suddenly it becomes 2? Tornado on the attack, meanwhile, on Caterkiller. Caterkiller really in the midst of everything at the moment. Traditional wedge shape. In goes Tornado. Lower, flatter. Very little ground clearance on Tornado as it comes slamming in on the attack at 10 miles an hour. Caterkiller flipped up and over. Has the lifting arm. Can itself right? I don't think so. Tornado with a little bit of a shove. Electrically operated that flipping lifting arm of Caterkiller from Addleston in Surrey, but at the moment they're being shoved across the arena floor by Tornado. The boys from Huntingdon doing their stuff here. On Caterkiller, the tail hangs limp at the back of the Caterkiller. Oh, in towards Shunt there. Into the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, and down comes Shunt. Great axe blade. Right into the mechanical guts of Caterkiller, which really don't make pleasant thinking. Out comes Shunt now. There's part of the twins there, Gemini. Little nudge! And a great attack as well from the pneumatically powered flipper. Can flip up to 250 kilograms, and surely here Caterkiller's done for. Meanwhile, on the attack on Tornado there, the twins, Gemini, A and B, together. Now Kilolot has pinched Caterkiller, which surely is doomed. Gemini under attack. 80 kilos of Caterkiller being dragged across the arena floor, though, by Kilolot. Kilolot, Caterkiller, barbecue. Oh, dear. Tornado, meanwhile, puts the wind up Shunt. Only a little bit. Well, not a little bit. Look at that. That's great power from the Tornado team. Meanwhile, Caterkiller, they know they're out of it. Shunt onto the great arena. Pick it out of there very quickly, House Robot. We don't want to see you doomed. Caterkiller's about to be doomed. The Gemini bots are spinning madly all over the place. This is bamboozling, bewitching stuff from Gemini. Tornado comes back in, as stubborn as a Capricorn as the Geminis fling themselves around the arena. Caterpillar immobilised, dead. Long, long time ago. Slammed against the arena wall. There's no light. Oh, the tails come off. Catter, no tails. And there they are. They know they're out of it. The Caterpillar team. Meanwhile, ooh, dead metal. In goes the great circular blade of dead metal. Oh, Tornado's in the pit. They think they're still in Caterpillar. I don't think they are. I think they were immobilised a long time ago. I think it's Caterpillar that have gone here despite their celebrations. We'll wait and see, of course, but I think they've already gone. I think Tornado are okay. Am I right? Gemini, magnificent. Superb. Thought Tornado looked very, very good in the first encounter. Berserk 2, a little bit sluggish compared to the last wars.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
His reputation against performance so far, and you see Tornado has started the stronger with the pneumatic spikes, the fixed spikes as well, slamming Berserk 2 against the arena wall. Berserk 2 bouncing back against the ref box. Tornado again on the attack. And don't forget, should this go to the judges, they will mark high on aggression. Also damage caused, style, control. Berserk 2 trying to get the forklift, the rear of the robot, into play on Tornado, getting it in underneath Tornado. As the ground clearance of 2.5 centimetres, Tornado. Berserk 2's going to have to go something here, I think, to beat Tornado. It's a surprise performance by the Tornado team from Huntingdon. They've done very well, all work colleagues. Novices to Robot Wars, again attacking Berserk 2. Slamming Stuart Ford and Graham Kershaw's machine against the arena wall again. Look at this, great power on the drive. Up to 10 miles an hour top speed for Tornado. From its industrial motors, they gear low. Very, very powerful machine. They told us that earlier on in the programme. And Berserk 2 stuck on the arena wall, I think is in real trouble here. Splendid display by Tornado. Berserk 2 know they're in trouble. Graham Kershaw, there's a welder, and he's going to have to weld bits back on Berserk 2, I think. They only lost the hypnodisc last time around. They haven't looked as impressive this time. And Tornado backs away and leaves the distraction for the house robots. They want Berserk 2 in the pit. They're going to get their wishes fulfilled. If Killalot can pick up Berserk 2 now as the Tornado team looks on. And Sir Killalot, with that great claw and the lance, picks up Berserk 2, carries towards the pit. And over the flame pit, which actually set fire to Killalot in the last series of Robot Wars when he got too close. This time around, though, causing damage to Berserk 2, the flame pit. And Berserk 2 into the descending pit of doom. Tattered and torn like its dreams cease.
Right.
Can Andrew Marchant, David Gamble, Brian Ross and Tornado stay out of trouble? Blow them away, says the message. There they are, hopeful.
From St. Leonard's on Sea, seed number 8, Gemini.
Fantastic machine. Shane Howard, Brian Fountain and young Daryl Howard. Only 10. Must be proud. Tornado. Gemini replacing the series semi-finals.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Gemini splitting immediately from the start. Now each of those microbots then, half the weight of Tornado, but still each can flip Tornado up into the air, which makes it doubly impressive for me. Tornado, though, on the drive, slams one of the twins against the arena wall, and don't forget, as soon as one is out, both are out. Technical consultant Derek Foxwell and his team very, very strict on weights in this series of Robot Wars. But at the moment, Tornado is the heavyweight of this class, slamming in on part of Gemini, and I think impaling Gemini there. Not quite impaled on the arena spike, but Tornado coming back in to make sure, and slamming Gemini. And I think half the robot is impaled on the arena wall. Can they get away there? If they're immobilized for longer than 30 seconds, that's it. And Tornado would be the winner. Gemini, the cluster bot, against Tornado with a more orthodox look. And I think part of the cluster clusterbot trying to get the other side of the machine, the other twin off the arena wall, flipping Tornado up in the air. They're the Tornado team. They all work together, and working together magnificently in Robot Wars, and the twins helping each other out there as well, trying to breathe life into its twin sister there. But is it too late? They were warned. If part of the clusterbot was immobilized for more than 30 seconds, they would be dead and out of it. Tornado, meanwhile, a clever game. It can work either side up, so flipping and tossing Tornado won't work. Will it go for the judges? What's the decision here? Very close.
From Langport in Somerset, the number 15 seed, Wheelie Big Cheese.
Oh, Drew, yeah, baby. That weapon can throw 800 kilos into the air. The wheels have gold shoe spikes. So, 4... Watch out for this.
Hello, I'm Roger, that's Paul, and that's John. This is our robot, Wheelie Big Cheese. Toughest robot on the block. All built out of titanium. It's virtually indestructible. Since the last heats, we've improved its handling somewhat by taking out the delay in the controls, and we've now got the GT version, ready to take on anything.
Roboteers, stand by.
They're taking on Tornado with Andrew Marchant at the controls there in the middle, David Gamble on the right, Brian Moss on the left, and Wheelie Big Cheese, Roger Plant, an engineer, with the beard at the controls on the right-hand side, Paul Opton and John McGugan with him.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Wheelie Big Cheese had the left-hand drive damaged earlier on in the series. See if it has any effect here. Tornado, very underrated. Many people thought that they would beat the Clusterbot Gemini twins, and they did. Dancing away from Wheelie Big Cheese. Classic wedge shape, and look at that power I was telling you about of the mighty throwing device. Up goes Tornado, 3 feet off the arena floor and slamming back down. Again, leaving themselves vulnerable to attack. And you can see the power of the weapon actually turns Wheelie Big Cheese up and over. Tornado doesn't have a classic Stream X self-running mechanism. It can run both ways up. There's the cheese again. But at the moment, it's certainly not a spree for the Brie. But you can cam and bet that Roger Plant will be driving his machine right on until the end, but they've sustained damage in that CPZ. Look at that! The wheel is buckled and bent, and now it's Tornado's turn to drive on. That is a decisive moment. Wheelie Big Cheese got sucked into the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, and that was when the damage was sustained. Look at that wheel. No mobility left now for Wheelie Big Cheese. Tornado knows if they can stay out of arm's reach of the flipper, they have a real chance here. They can push and shove. No, don't get onto that flipper. Tornado with Andrew Marchant, an electro-acoustic engineer at the controls. Roger Plant there, you saw him at the Wheelie Big Cheese controls. Tornado smoking somewhat. They're okay though, spinning away, so they're still mobile. A little bit of smoke coming up there perhaps. Turning away Tornado. Wheelie Big Cheese maybe just trying to hang on and go for a judge's decision, and that's what is all that's left for them, because it goes to the judges, Craig.
3, 2, 1.
Chaos 2 will be the more aggressive. Trying to burn out Tornado's batteries or motors. Trying to flip Tornado constantly. Tornado, not surprisingly, trying to stay out of trouble. Gets a jet of flame from Sergeant Bash and its CPZ. Again, the quality of the robots, I think, in this series semi-final can be seen by the fact that the house robots haven't been called into play that often. This is Chaos 2 trying to flip Tornado out of the arena and succeeding! That's what he lives for, George Francis. And again, he's pulled it off. Look at this, in underneath. If you don't first succeed, try again. Out go Tornado in style. Blown out of the arena.
From Branston, Lincoln, Stinger.
Finalists in the 4th series of Robot Wars, the spiked bludgeoning device is back, attached to 2 spherical wheels and the solid steel tail. All the motors, batteries and power electronics are mounted in the wheels.
I'm Kevin Scott, team captain. This is Carl Skinner and Tim Mann. The three of us put this creation together. We came third in the last wars, and we're looking to go all the way with an axe and two wheels.
From Huntingdon, in Cambridgeshire, Tornado.
On wheels, very powerful semi-finalist from Series 4, back with a new 15-kilo spinning disc running at 2,000 RPM. A low gear ratio, and at 97 kilos is the heavier in this Vengeance battle.
Hi, my name's Andrew Marchant, this is Brian Moss, this is David Gamble. We are Team Tornado. Remember how we pushed all the other robots around last year? Well, we're going to do the same this year, and this year we have this. Everybody beware.
Launched into the arena for this Vengeance contest, two of our own Masters of Mayhem, Sir Killalot, no weaknesses, and standing shoulder to shoulder, Dead Metal with the electric saw and ready to guffaw. Stinger with Kevin Scott at the controls and Andrew Marchant, the captain of Tornado.
3, 2,
Scott, an electroacoustic engineer, and indeed part of the weaponry of Tornado came from a loudspeaker production line. Stinger slamming down with that bludgeoning spike, turning quickly. You get up to 18 miles an hour. It's the faster of these two robots. Tornado with the lower centre of gravity, nibbling away, nudging towards the flame pit, angered at giants, and it's just a box on wheels. And throughout this series of Robot War Extreme, the Vengeance battles give plenty of opportunity for teams to get their own back. Tornado with a new cutting disc, and I think that cutting disc just flipped Stinger up in the air. That was a good attack by Tornado. Let's have a look at it again. Watch that cutting disc. It's an innovation for this series. Stinger bounces down and can drive each way up. It's not technically a 3-mech. Andrew Marchant's Tornado can also drive either way up, and it drives Stinger now into the corner control zone and into the clutches of Dead Metal. Oh, it's just out. Stinger, that's a great thumping crunch down on Dead Metal. He loved it, didn't he? I love his hair. Look at that. Down comes the great bludgeon on Dead Metal. And a poke in the eye for one of the house robots there from Stinger. Just the more aggressive of these, though. I wonder what the Robo-Ref thinks about that as it looks on. You see there from the control box of the Tornado team, plenty of work going on. Tornado across the flame pit. That's the Stinger boys, Kevin Scott, Carl Skinner and Tim Mann. Frantic use of the controls, good steering. Tornado again, the aggressor. It's a thumping bash Stinger gave Dead Metal up there, and Dead Metal's obviously hot under the collar and comes down after Tornado this time, wanting vengeance of its own. Dead Metal, look at this, comes out, gets the claws around Tornado, gets the saw onto the basic frame of Tornado as well, and smoke came up from the welded steel chassis of Tornado. They seem okay now. Dead Metal is very much part of the war zone now. Tornado still nudging away at the Stinger. Elusive Stinger, difficult to deal with. That's Killalot. Look at those great claws. Oh, yes! Got Stinger by the chassis, by the axle. Ho-ho! Stinger, you're going out of the arena, or into a flame pit, or into the pit of oblivion. Oh, no, he's saying. No, yes, 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 yes. Get the wig off and get out of the arena. No! Ooh, you are so lucky, Stinger. And the Stinger fan club can breathe a huge sigh of relief. That's a mighty fan club. There are the two of them, Stinger and Tornado together. Tornado locking horns with Stinger. This is a great battle, isn't it? This is why we've lined up the Vengeance battles for you in Robot Wars Extreme. The best of the robots pitted together. Tornado slamming into Stinger once again. Very even battle, I think, here. They've both shown great aggression and control. Little bit of damage, perhaps, there to one of the tyres. Can you see what I'm talking about there? Oh, time running out. Refbot counting up to the 10 to count them out.
6.
Too close to call. It goes to the judges.
From Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire, Wehrmacht.
Very difficult to beat, heavy at 95 kilos, 15 kilos heavier than in the last series. Difficult to knock over. The shell's titanium, the pneumatic scoop can lift 300 kilos.
From Huntingdon, Tornado.
They have the bottle. They have a 15-kilo spinning disc at 2,000 RPM. At 97 kilos, they're the heavier here, quicker too. Runs both ways up. But will the Tornado run away?
Roboteers, stand by.
Behemoth, the belt holders. Anthony Pritchard at the controls. And there, Michael, his brother, holds up the belt. And Tornado, Andrew Marchant, is the robot driver. Brian Moss on the left, David Gamble on the right. And the house robots, Dead Metal, what a nasty, vicious pinch he'll give you. And Matilda, all teeth, tusks, and terrible breath. Tornado, very quick across the arena there. A side slam. Ooh, they don't want to get near that scoop and the axe that could gun down. But look at this power of Tornado then. Whipping up 10-mile-an-hour top speeds, 97 kilos behind the shunt. Behemoth side to side. And again, withstanding that frontal assault. That bucket scoop, the titanium bucket scoop, can withstand just about anything we've seen, apart from a crumpling attack. But Behemoth on his side here. This is the pushing power of Tornado. Very low centre of gravity Tornado. They're very difficult to get hold of. And Behemoth here, the challenge belt holders are in real trouble. They've had 2 victories. One more were given the belt outright. But they are struggling here and struggling badly there. Anthony Pritchard, his brother Michael, and Kane Aston in the controls. And Behemoth are in all sorts of problems here. They're against the side axle grinder on the side of the arena. And they know they have problems, the Pritchard boys. In comes a red block for a cursory glance. See whether they're immobilised. Get it onto the arena floor to see if they are immobilised. Can do that. No, they're not. Tornado. And the scoop is lifted up. And comes down eventually. I thought there they might have had problems with the scoop Behemoth. But Tornado doing all the work here. Pushing and shoving. They can't get too much damage done by the spinning disc. Now they're upended, but of course, they can run each way up. It's invertible. Is Tornado. What a great battle this is. One of the best we've seen in Extreme so far. Behemoth nudging, and they're going to try and get that scoop in underneath and flip Tornado out of the arena, but they delay too long, and in comes Matilda with that hugely damaging flywheel, and Tornado gets out. And again can slam Behemoth into the side. This is great stuff. In comes Behemoth again. Front head-on collision. Tornado pushes him away. And Behemoth there, driving into the pit release tyre. That activates the pit release, so they're confident now that they can push Tornado down into the hole. We'll wait and see onto the flame pit. Behemoth over that flame pit now. Behemoth, I'm off. 2 to the flames, get out of there. I'm pushing Tornado away. Tornado, look at that for traction on the arena floor. Oh, this is a brilliant tug of war. It's Tornado and Behemoth, head to head. And it's going to go to the judges. Great. That was close. Very.
From Huntingdon in Cambridgeshire, Tornado.
Can really whip up a storm with a vertically mounted 2,000 RPM 15-kilo spinning disc. It's 4 kilos heavier here and slower, but can push all day long.
Hi, my name's Andrew Marchant. This is Brian Moss. This is David Gamble. We are Team Tornado. Remember how we pushed all the other robots around last year? Well, we're going to do the same this year. And this year we have this. Everybody beware.
From the Isle of Wight, come and get a Rix.
Has a lifting beam that works as a stream-mech as well and is capable of lifting 200 kilos. There's an axe too. This is the remodeled Robot Wars veteran Vercingetorix, which came, saw, but was conquered.
Hi, we're Team Come and Getrix this year. We were Vercingetorix. This is Ian, Team Captain. I'm Alistair, and this is the sleeping partner, Tom. Amongst our weaponry, we have a lifter, sarcasm written on the front, and an axe, so that people will get the point.
Roboteers, stand by.
That's the Tornado team. Big Andrew Marchant in the middle. And Ian Gear at the controls of Come and Getrix. Sir Kill-A-Lot again in the arena. Petrol-driven engine, very big and heavy. And alongside our other house robot, Shunt. Will it push Tornado away? That'll be interesting.
3, 2,
Tornado really can shove and is very durable. Head-on collision there with Cumming-Getrix, and look at that power. The four wheels really getting some traction. Tornado immediately on the attack, and Cumming-Getrix in trouble here from Shunt against the arena sidewall, bashed out of the CPZ. The ref bot looking on Tornado again, revving up to have another onward rush, an onslaught up to 10-mile-an-hour top speed. Tornado, so Kilowatt with the blinking eyes has a look. Cumming-Getrix can't really get going at the moment. I think that initial shove by Tornado really took the wind out of Cumming-Getrix sails. And that 2,000 RPM spinning disc is causing problems. Goodness me, what was that came off? Let's have a look at it again. Something flies off. Oh, Cumming-Getrix came right towards the camera then. That looked painful. Look at the damage caused on the side of Cumming-Getrix here by the Tornado weapon. We've talked throughout this series of Extreme about the pushing power of Tornado. We haven't really talked a great deal about that weapon until now. Oh, Cumming-Getrix is axed by Shunt. There's the pit release button. Good control and driving skills throughout by Tornado. They've been so impressive in this series. Cumming-Getrix, well, it was a brave and worthy challenge by Ian Gear and Alistair and his son Tom, but it's going to come to naught, I fear. Their lifting sort of arm has done very little damage. Tornado again a prod. The lifting arm flicks up in the air. That's the one that can lift 200 kilos, they say. But Tornado just getting in behind, look, angling for another push. Just a nudge here and there. Cumming-Getrix away from the arena sidewall, but very, very dangerously close to that pit. I thought Tornado was going to get a broadside attack there. Cumming-Getrix reversing away, so good driving there just to get away from peril in the immediate. But they're between two angle grinders on the sidewall of the arena. They're in peril. They know it. It's a Kilowatt with a little touch, a little tickle of that great claw. And again, pushing towards Shunt, teamwork by the house robots. And Cumming-Getrix is facing inevitable defeat, we know that. Tornado, again another ram on the side. Whoa, it's just toppled down in the end. Victory is Tornado's. They hold on to that challenge belt once again. Twice a semi-finalist in Robot Wars, now going extreme with a new giant cutting disc spinning at 6,000 RPM. Also has a Streamec and is the heavier of the two at 100 kilos.
Hi, we're the Wild Thing team, and I'm Isabel. This is
Jake
and
Nick.
We've been here before, and we've upgraded the robot so we now have a spinner disc, and we aim to win.
From Huntingdon, Tornado.
A semi-finalist in Robot Wars 4. It's a nippy, welded steel box on wheels with a vertically mounted spinning disc and the ability to run both ways up. Yes, Tornado can put the wind up anyone.
Hi, my name's Andrew Marchant. This is Brian Moss. This is David Gamble. We are Team Tornado. Remember how we pushed all the other robots around last year? Well, we're going to do the same this year. And this year we have this. Everybody beware.
So beware those venomous cutting spinning discs, our two house robots. Matilda first up with the flywheel herself, 27 kilos, heavy, powerful. And alongside her, the trusty Knight of the Realms, Sir Kilowatt.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Don't forget, Tornado has 2 challenge belt victories. Another one here against Wild Thing, and they would keep the belts outright. Battle here between 2 spinning discs. That on top of Wild Thing is the fastest we've seen. Uses 6,000 revs per minute, but the more destructive early on is Tornado's at the front there, and certainly with the thrust again, Tornado up to 10 miles an hour top speeds using 97 kilos of slam against the arena sidewall and the angle grinder there. You can still see the spinning disc on top of Wild Thing rotating. It's got the lifting arm as well, and Tornado's a little nagger. It nags and worries opposition. We've seen it so far in Extreme. Very impressive, the Tornado boys. Andrew Marchant just caught a glimpse there of Brian Moss from behind with the long hair. Now can you see that front spinning disc, the cutting disc on Tornado, trying to gnaw away at Wild Thing? And look at the damage on the side of Wild Thing there. There's a hole also at the back just above the wheel. And certainly Nick Adams at the control of Wild Thing looked concerned, didn't he? brave to challenge here. The impressive Tornado. Into the CPZ they go. Wild Thing out and about once again. They too can muster top speeds of 10 miles an hour. On the side there of that spinning disc, 2 cutting blades to wreak destruction, Wild Thing. But in comes Kill-A-Lot. Steam is vented on the arena floor. You can also see the rear spike there, the back of the arm, Wild Thing. So plenty of weaponry, but at the moment not causing too much destruction. They simply can't get a Tornado. And something's come off the side there of Wild Thing. Some of the armour plating has flown off for Wild Thing. That leaves the wheel vulnerable as well. Look at that, you can see it simply cut away. That again is that Tornado disc at the front. And Kill-A-Lot also has Wild Thing pinned in now. Well, the eyes at the moment staring, but staring defeat in the face, Wild Thing. Tornado gets in underneath. And I don't know whether Wild Thing can right themselves. They can, using the arm well. It doubles as a streamek as well, as a lifting weapon. The pit descends. Tornado getting away from Wild Thing, sensing perhaps 1 or 2 more frontal assaults on the Adams family. Will leave Wild Thing down in a pit. Kill-A-Lot's claw trying to gain purchase on, I think, that cutting disc. In on the side, can't tear, can grip but not crumple. Kill-A-Lot is vast, massive, heavy, foreboding, ominous. Look at the horrible, evil twinkle in the eyes. Refbot comes in with just a little bit of a look. Tornado's done all the work here, and he's heading, I think, to take that belt back into the trophy cabinet unless Nick Adams can do something very, very quick. They certainly are coming back here, Wild Thing, and the judges will be impressed with the tenacity of the thing if it goes to a decision. Kill-A-Lot a little nip, a little bend and a buckle. Still Wild Thing on the attack again. Tornado, therefore, pushed back towards Kill-A-Lot. That is dangerous. And Tornado and Andrew Marchant has left Tornado vulnerable there to Kill-A-Lot. They've just got away. They were fortunate. That wasn't great driving skill there by Andrew on the left-hand side. Look at the concentration. Nick Adams, bead of perspiration on the brow. But it's been a dogged battle. One of the wheels looks very, very buckled. It will go to the judges. That was a splendid contest of durability, I felt.
Chaos 2. From Huntingdon, Tornado.
This is a grudge match. This is a challenge belt challenge. It's all in one. At 20 miles an hour, Chaos is quicker, but it's 14 kilos lighter. They fell foul of Tornado's driving attack last time around, and they've got to use their flipper early on.
Hi, we're Chaos 2 team. This is Richard and Ian, and I'm George. And if you know anything at all about Robot Wars, you already know who we are.
Can whip up a storm with a vertically mounted 2,000 RPM 15 kilo spinning disc, can push all day long and is very well controlled, dogged in pursuit too.
Hi, my name's Andrew Marchant, this is Brian Moss, this is David Gamble. We are Team Tornado. Remember how we pushed all the other robots around last year? Well, we're going to do the same this year because we have this. Everybody, beware.
Our house robots in the arena. Dead metal at 112 kilos, heavy and powerful. And alongside, Shunt, 105 kilos, slightly lighter but no less powerful with the push.
Puppeteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Another terrific battle in prospect between these two mighty robots. And again, Tornado with a push. Chaos 2 back in that CPZ again. This is where it got into trouble in the All-Stars semi-final. Chaos 2 out to prowl though this time. Patched up a little bit perhaps, dented and bruised, but fierce once again. Tornado is simply relentless. And what can George Francis do here? He hasn't managed to use the flipper against Tornado, but he does against Shunt. Oi, get off my back, Shunt, he's saying here. Look at this. You're nagging me. Get out of my face, man. Shunt on the side and almost out of the arena. Chaos 2, side by side with Tornado. That's good driving by Tornado. But you see, Chaos 2 can flip. The Tornado's invertible. Can be flipped and still rolling. Still menacing. Still on the attack. We want to get side on because there you can see the drum here, the circular sort of drum saw. can eat away at the side of Chaos 2. Chaos 2 does not want to be caught broadside. Dead Metal comes out of the CPZ. Are we heading for another defeat here for Chaos 2? Are we heading for a new chapter in the history of Robot Wars? A new hierarchy to be created because Chaos 2 is in trouble again. Shunt with a bulldozer and the axe. No great damage caused though to Chaos 2. Well armoured. George Francis trying to get them out of the CPZ and go on the attack because he knows his time is ticking away here. If it goes to a judge, they are behind. In this challenge belt match, the belt is held by Tornado, of course. They have one belt for all time. There's a little flip from Chaos 2, but it's on a house robot. It is not against Tornado. They can push Shunt around all they want to. It's splendid to see. Look at this. In underneath, the CO2 pneumatic flipper. It is one of the most powerful in Robot Wars. But we have seen a vulnerability about Chaos 2 this time. The Robo-Ref going in to have a look at Shunt to make sure he's okay. Once again, Chaos 2 attacking Shunt. Tornado, meanwhile, is out of trouble, out of range, holding its distance. This is all very splendid for George Francis, but I'm not too sure if he's point scoring here. Where is Tornado while all this is going on? He's aggressive. Chaos 2 being aggressive, and almost suicidally so, because look, Dead Metal Saw is in there. And again, Tornado more restrained and controlled. Now with a nudge on Dead Metal, trying to help Chaos 2 out, perhaps. Brothers in time of need. Andrew Marchant at the controls. Brian Moss, the weapon operator with the long hair. Tornado spins away. And it's Chaos 2 being counted out again by the Red Bot. A flip or two. But flipping heck, Chaos 2 has been beaten again. That is sensational. Well, the king is dead. Long live the king, perhaps. Chaos 2. Cease. Will it ever be as strong again?
From Huntingdon, in Cambridgeshire, Tornado.
They hold one challenge belt outright for all time. They're defending the second with a 2,000 RPM spinning disc, can run each way up. It's invertible.
From Gloucester, Pussycat.
The cat's litter. Anything chewed up by the patented Pussycat blade. Agile as a cat, and at 14 miles an hour, speedy too.
OK, Team Tornado, you defended the challenge belt 3 times now, but you got some real opposition. Put your dukes up, boy, you're going down.
Roboteers, stand by.
That's the Pussycat team. Alan and David Gribble. Robert Bettington with them. Facing our machines in the arena. Dead Metal with the pincers and the saw. And Matilda with the tough skeleton, the tusks, the flywheel.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Pussycat from the right-hand side. Look at that great spinning disc. Tornado has a smaller one at the front, but no less effective. And it has the power, and it has the drive, and it has the driving ambition to win this one. Hold on to the belt with minimal damage, because it has the all-star final up and coming. That's the major mission for Tornado. If they win this one, it will be a second victory with this second challenge belt. You get to keep it outright with 3 wins. Look there at the Tornado 15-kilo spinning disc at the front of the machine as well. It has a low centre of gravity. It has this power and push and top speed of 10 miles an hour. Both machines 97 kilos. And did the Pussycat chew something up there on the front of Tornado? I don't think so. There's a slam from Tornado. The Pussycat against the arena side wall, and of course they're in. Cannot get the circular saw to work. Now the blade can work. Stops momentarily though, the Pussycat blade, driven by David Gribble. Dan Allen built this Pussycat machine, up on top there of Tornado and into the CPZ and almost on top of Matilda. Comes down with a bump, the blade starts rotating again, so does Matilda's. A great, hugely weighted flywheel. Pussycat in trouble. Tornado again pushes it back in towards Matilda. Look at that additional weapon for Robot Wars Extreme. On the back of Matilda, Pussycat needs to get out of there and there. Saw blade to saw blade at this moment in time. The metal sparks and flies in slivers across the arena floor, and splinters of metal and tornadoes away. And the pit release button has been fully depressed, and the pit is down, and Pussycat circles away, and Tornado's on the left. And will the holders of the challenge block go down? No, they don't, but Pussycat seems poised. At this moment in time, it's a cat with 9 lives, and it's eaten up just about 8 of them, I would say. Tornado, one of the most all-round robots we've seen in Robot Wars Extreme. And they'll go very well in the British Championships, I'm sure, if they continue form like this. And Pussycat is tottering, and they're in. That's the 9th life gone. And the Tornado boys hold on to the belt. Here are 2 house robots. The pincer and saw of dead metal. Deadly. Even more formidable. 280 kilos.
3, 2, 1.
So, it's Tornado, immediately advancing like a cold front on 3 stakes to heaven, driving it into the arena sidewalks. 3 stakes gets away, can get up to 16 miles an hour, which is fairly quick. Andrew Marchant, electroacoustic engineer for the controls of Tornado, steering 3 stakes to heaven around. Always 3 stakes, dragging it around there. You can see the spinning cutter on the front of 3 stakes. Grand finalist with Stegosaurus in Series 3, semi-finalist with Steg 2 in Series 4. They'll go no further here. If Sir Killalot has its way, and the crowd want the end of 3 Stegs to heaven, it's been 3 tottering, teetering, stumbling steps to oblivion. More like steps to heaven, and they're already beaten. They feel they're beaten. The spinning disc is spinning, but they're going nowhere. Look at the great jaws there, right in behind the wheel of 3 stakes to heaven. Now Tornado can come in with a side slam. They're not yet immobilised. One wheel is spinning, but the right wheel has stopped. Something's come off it, I think. Something's trailing. A little bit of chain, I think it was. The chain drive of one of the wheels of 3 stakes is gone. And the armour plating now will give very little protection. From Killalot in there, from Dead Metal in there, and of course the arena floor flipper. Well, it couldn't toss 96 kilos too far, but the destructive damage has surely been done. And Tornado will breeze through here. The crumpling, cold steel effect of Killalot's great crushing jaws. And 3 stakes to heaven is spun, flicked, tries to get away. Poor old Danny King. His engineer pals are going nowhere fast, let's be honest. They're trying to limp away using the cutter to gain some sort of forward momentum. It's not going to come. And I think Andrew Marchant and the Tornado boys have won it. Technically, it has to go to the judges, but they look comfortable enough.
From Gloucester, Pussycat.
Currently rated one of the best 2 robots in the UK. They're veterans of Robot Wars. The rotary blade, powered by a 24 brake horsepower motor, can cause real problems. That's what Stinger found out in the first round of the All-Stars. The cutting blade through the tyres, ripping out the protective foam guarding the electrics. And Pussycat went through. Stinger well and truly stunned.
From Huntingdon, Tornado.
Very strong, runs on 4 wheels. The 15 kilo spinning disc is dangerous. But was there damage to the 2 750-watt motors in the mayhem earlier, I wonder? In the first round, they used their whole 97 kilos of weight to push 3 stakes to heaven around the arena floor, nudge it into the CPZ, and in came the house robots to finish Stegs and send Tornado through.
Stand by.
Tornado, a team of engineers, Andrew Marchant in the middle there, David Gamble to the left, Brian Moss to the right with the long hair, and Pussycat with the blade, Alan Gribble, designed it. He's on the right, Robert Bettington next to him, and David Gribble at the controls. Our house robots, Shunt with the prototype electric motor. And alongside the powerful pushing Shunt, Sir Killalot can crush and spear at will.
3, 2, 1.
This for a place in the semi-finals of the All-Stars contest. Tornado immediately whipping up a storm, pushing Pussycat into the flame. Out comes Pussycat with the patented Pussy Blade. Slammed by Tornado once again. There the blades spinning dangerously. Cutting. Slicing. Oh, tyres come off! Where's that come off? It's come off Pussycat! Ripped away! Look at this, Pussycat onto the angle grinder on the side of the arena, and it was the angle grinder that simply ripped away one of the Pussycat paws. The wheel has gone. Has the plan gone with it? Tornado drives the Pussycat on again. Can run either way up, Pussycat. Don't worry about that if it's turned and toppled, but there is the major damage that they can't get any traction to get out. There comes Shunt with a diamond-edged blade, and Pussycat holding on now for their very lives. Shunt almost pulled over Tornado with a nudge and a push. Pussycat flicked over. Okay. In goes Tornado again. Pussycat has to dodge, get away. Won't be enough though. It'll have to come back on the attack sooner or later to get points. Does so. Turns. Gets the blade onto the top of Tornado. I don't think there was any damage whatsoever to the welded steel frame though of Tornado there. Tornado, a side push. Trying to perhaps get Pussycat onto the angle grinders again. Look on the arena side walls. It's a relentless robot, Tornado. Doesn't know when to stop. And again, Pussycat pushed onto the angle grinder. Luckily, got away, but you can see their damage to the chassis of the Pussycat. It's on the underbelly now. You can see it's bent there. You see, sliced and bent. Real trouble caused by Tornado's push, and the Pussycat's going nowhere. Without that one wheel, they can't right themselves. They do now. They've got into the CPZ. Need to get away from Killalot's lance and the crushing jaw. For me, this is a real surprise. Pussycat lacking control, of course, now. Damage has been sustained. If it goes to the judges, there could only be one winner, and it wouldn't be those Pussycat boys. Shunt causing damage to the cat. The 9 lives have run out. The cat's claws ripped away. Tornado, the cat's whiskers out there, I can tell you. Onto the jet of flame from the arena floor. Pussycat is being torched. It's the end of the cat. The cat of 9 tails will tell no more tales here in the arena. One of the other tyres has been ripped apart there. Off the wheel, and Killalot's on fire! Killalot is on fire! The Redbot's in there! I don't think we've ever seen another Redbot using the fire extinguisher. Oh, Killalot, what's happened to you, mate? Are we sympathetic? Well, I am, because he lives near me, and you don't want to rough Killalot up, I can tell you. Oh, dear! Ashes to ashes, Killalot. Look at the eyes. He'll want revenge later. How good does that feel? Put yourself out. Well, there can be one winner in the contest, but they caused damage to Killalot in the end.
3, 2, 1.
Tornado on the right, Chaos on the left-hand side. Oh! Chaos 2 has flipped itself! Up and over! Well, they came in there with an attack that was too premature and not judged. A rare mistake by George Francis, and Shunt is out after the kill, and Tornado senses that perhaps an upset victory could be on the cards here, and a place in the All-Stars final. Tornado has his fan club. I must admit, I've been a growing fan here on the evidence of what we've seen in Extreme so far. And George Francis on the back foot throughout this semi-final because of that early mistake. They came in, they mistimed the flipper, and all of a sudden, he's got work to do here to gain points back if it should go to a judges. Is that flipper stuck open now? We've seen it before. When it gets stuck, it could be problems. No, I think they're okay. But Tornado once again doing the pushing. And don't forget, this time around, Tornado has that blade in front, that circular drum saw. Chaos 2 with a great flip. Tornado's up and over. It's invertible. Come on, both ways up. Driving Chaos 2 back into the CPZ again. Here comes Dead Metal with the pincers. It's got Chaos 2 in its grip. Trying to flip and get out of that CPZ. Tremendous battle. Down comes the saw here of Dead Metal. Onto the flipper of Chaos 2. A concerted effort by Tornado to get in underneath there. Look, trying to rip the heart out of Chaos 2. Staying out of the way of Dead Metal and also shut the red foot. You just saw how they advanced. Chaos 2 in real trouble here. Could this be a first ever defeat for Chaos 2? This version of George Francis's veteran machine trying to get it away and out of danger. Tornado on the attack. They can sense victory here. They're after Chaos 2. Hunting, harrying, chasing into the CPZ. Good tactics there by Tornado. Oh, Dead Metal's got the wrong one. I don't think he should have been able to do that because Chaos 2 was forced into the CPZ by Tornado. Dead Metal got the wrong robot. They should have attacked Chaos 2. Well, that is very interesting because the whole tide could be turned now with Tornado up on its side. The ref bot is going in to have a look. Let's see what he can do. Tornado unfairly pinned onto the arena sidewall. No, this is not right. Shunt is going in there, having a go at Tornado. Very much on top here. The ref quite rightly seeing what he can do here. Almost to right Tornado, I would have said. And right to wrong, it was a wrong. And that's quite correct. Well done, the referee. And Tornado back in play. Ooh, they don't like that, but it's correct. It was a good decision. Chaos 2, though. Senses perhaps it could have turned things round here. There was the flip on Tornado. Look at the dents, the scratches. The damage caused to Chaos 2. I don't think George Francis has ever been in a battle like this. Tornado on the drive again. They've recovered their senses. In underneath. Piggyback for Chaos 2. Against the arena wall. They're up on top of Tornado now. It is relentless, Tornado. It drives, turns, drives again. Push, shove. Brilliant stuff. It'll go to the judges. He's a worried man.
3.
Tornado from the right-hand side. Razor immediately, though, with a beak on the attack. Trying to penetrate the very shell of Tornado. Crumpling and grinding. Part beak, part bird, part reptile. The whole is deadly. The spinning wheels of Tornado try and gain some purchase. Until we hear a puncture, it will try and gain purchase. I'm not too sure if one of those tyres has been punctured, but certainly the machine's shape has been crumpled, and to withstand that sort of punishment, Tornado must be a remarkable machine. But can they now launch any sort of counter-attack? Razor has them here. Clawed, beaked, pulled, torn, dropped. Tornado, what power is there on that left-hand side of the machine? We'll wait and see. Can get up to 10 miles an hour. Is it one-sided now? Lopsided. Tornado is not running freely. Once again, Razor on the attack in this All-Stars final. Simon Scott, Ian Lewis the driver, Vinnie Blood there. Hard as teak with that old beak. Into the tyre, it plunges once again. Tornado all of a sudden is looking a tired out old thing there in the war zone, in the arena. It cannot get away from Razor with the intense crushability. 2 trolley shot caddy motors driving up to 11 miles an hour for Razor. Doesn't need to get up any speed because it has Tornado in its clutches. And poor old Andrew Marchand, the driver of Tornado, can do nothing against Simon Scott's C. It has been mightily effective in Robot Wars Extreme, but it has more than met its match against the world champions Razor, the international champions Razor. It's punctured now. The skin of Tornado, trying to get through to the very motors in there now. The 36-volt motors of Tornado. There is no life in that machine. Axed by the house robot. The ref bot takes a cursory glance. Sergeant Bashel waits as well. Pit, 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 they cry. There's a lick of flame from the arena floor. Tornado, torch, scorned, burned, but not shamed. There goes Razor. Onto the pit release button. You can see it flashing. See the pit descending. It's all over for Tornado. They'll end up in the pit ultimately. But after being counted out by the ref bot, Razor, worthy winners of our All-Stars final, worthy champions of Robot Wars Extreme, as all that is left to do is snuff out the tornado, dampen down the hurricane, quieten the whirlwind. We have put the wind up you, says Razor, and in the end, let's be honest, it wasn't even a close shave. Sergeant Bash and Shunt come in with the last rites for a very brave, battling machine. Andrew Marchant, David Gamble and Brian Moss can be proud. Tornado, of course, holders of the challenge belt, beaten 3 stakes to heaven on their way through. Then the spiteful Pussycat. The awesome Chaos went as well in the semi-finals. But here, Tornado ignominiously flipped from the arena floor, bashes and crashes, splintered, hopes tattered. Boing, it came down, but there is no bounce left in Tornado. No bounce in the step. It is a long and steady and agonizing, inch by inch, funereal procession towards the pit of oblivion. In comes Razor with a slight shove. Razor has the last word. Tornado has the last rites.
King B Powerworks.
They've tried to emulate the best with the weaponry, a Pussycat-type front cutting disc, lifting spikes at the rear, but it's the lightest in this, and the King may be overthrown.
Hi, I'm Simon. This is Grant. We're the King Buxton team. The name Powerworks comes from the fact that we're using the highest voltage that the rules will allow in our power system for the drive. We're also running the same system for the saw at the back. It actually run at 8,000 RPM. We've had some reliability problems in the past, but when we're on a run, I think we're going to be doing quite well.
From Holton St Mary, Steel Avenger.
A trusty steed ready to peel away all opponents, and Purdy with delight as a gleaming Avenger. Steel and polycarbonate armour, the axe front blade spikes and rear flipper, well engineered.
I'm John Willoughby, this is Jackie, and this is Tony. This is our robot, the Steel Avenger, and we are Team Steel Avenger. We've come along here to do some serious damage to other robots and kick some serious road butt.
From Huntingdon, Tornado.
Awarded the best newcomer prize on reaching the semi-finals of Robot Wars 4. Some say it's just a welded steel box on wheels, but the vertically mounted spinning disc and the ability to run both ways up means that Tornado can wind up anyone.
Hi, my name's Andrew Marchant. This is Brian Moss. This is David Gamble. We are Team Tornado. Remember how we pushed all the other robots around last year? Well, we're going to do the same this year because we have this. Everybody, beware.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's King B, won the tag team contest with 101 in Series 4. Tornado, and the teams together in the control pod. Simon Harrison with King B, and there's Andrew Marchant of Tornado in the middle there, the taller. And the Steel Avenger with John Willoughby, wife Jackie, and her cousin Tony Bates, the team. Our house robots, Matilda, with the tusks, the 27-kilo flywheel, a lack of self-control, totally. And Shunt, can't self-right, we don't mind, because it'll get that axe in first. 3 robots, only 1 winner to go through to our Annihilator. Steel Avenger cuts between the 2 of them, chased by Tornado, which just grinds opponents down, pushes them across the arena floor. King B not really in the action so far, a smash and a crash as the Steel Avenger comes head-to-head with Tornado. Tornado getting in underneath the Steel Avenger, trying to get that 15-kilo spinning disc slicing through the armour plating of the Steel Avenger. The steel and polycarbonate armour with that telltale feather duster on the back, the good luck symbol. There's Tornado on the top of the picture. That was a great run to attack the Steel Avenger by Tornado. King B is out of the fray at the moment, not really getting involved. Basically trying to catch the others. It's almost like a game of tag. Come on, try and catch us if you can. And eventually King B got into the fray there. Caught up. So is that a lack of control that he can't get into the fight here? Simon Harrison at the controls of King B. Now does with the front lifting spikes. There is Simon, but didn't seem to be able to get those lifting spikes in underneath Tornado. What's happened to Tornado? Tornado has stopped in the middle of the arena. King Bee now can get in on the attack. Has Tornado here been immobilised? Are the wheels turning? Yes, they are on one side, but not the left-hand wheels. They have stopped on Tornado. They're in trouble. Meanwhile, the Steel Avenger attacking now. King Bee and there's Tornado. They're out of it, I'm sure. The ref will have to come in here. They're, I think, completely immobilised now. Four-wheel drive can run both ways up, but the motors have to run the 750-watt motors, and they're not. So we're left with two, I would think, the Steel Avenger and King Bee. Certainly the ref bot has come in now to count Tornado out. They're going, and this is a great contest now. And King Bee timed it just right and paced it just right. Tornado, they're out. Counted out there by the ref bot. And away they go on the flipper floor.
More head-to-head robot rumbles coming up on Tech TV. It's all-out carnage as robots collide on Robot Wars.
Steel Avenger has hit the pit release button there. You can see the tyre lit up, which means the pit of oblivion is descending. Tornado will go down there anyway. But how about that? Oh! And King Bee has lost a wheel! One wheel completely snapped off or broken off. Steel Avenger, let's see if it was the Steel Avenger that did the damage here. There it was, the side-on assault by the Steel Avenger coming in on King Bee. And there goes the wheel. That hit that with a full power of 100 kilos at 15 miles an hour. And there are three wheels on that particular wagon now. King Bee can't get the saw to work. There go Tornado down the pit. Matilda gave them a helpful little shove and a push from behind. You really don't want Matilda anywhere behind you. Let me tell you, I've been in the pits with her. It isn't too pleasant. The clock ticking down, and certainly for me, the Steel Avenger has won this one. Oh, but look at that right at the end! Well, surely Matilda should not have been able to do that anyway. I don't think the Steel Avenger goes into the CPZ here. I don't think Matilda can go on the attack. Let's have a look. Red warning line, but not into the CPZ. Matilda, you should not have thrown the Avenger. That's out of order. Judges, I call on you to act!
3, 2, 1.
Got to say Panzer and Tornado would be the favourites. Panzer straight onto the pit of oblivion. Tornado chasing in after the stateside champion. See those mighty 6 wheels there. Tornado is a tenacious little gritty machine we've seen before. And already, I think the ref bot's checking on Yebarobo and about to count it out. I can hear the pit descending. Klaxon as well. Did you hear it? Tornado's in trouble from Panzer, up on the side of Philippa. Up comes the lifting arm of Philippa. There's the pit. Yes, it has descended. Tornado really being pressured and pursued across the arena floor here by Panzer with the lifting weapon. But Tornado has that cutting grinder at the front. Surely Yebarobo finished. The referee's gone in to count out Andrew, Michael and John Kerr's team. Well, it was a brief foray into the world of international robot. South African flying machine. I don't think that's what they intended. Bash straight onto the top of Tornado. I'll tell you, this Tornado can send anything up and over the rainbow. And Panzer's being sent up and over by Philippa, which is so far proving a major surprise. Panzer out of it. Now Tornado can pursue Philippa onto the flame pit. Can they survive? Philippe Poppe, Nancy Poppe and young Sam. There goes Panzer Mark II from California all the way back to the Golden Gate Bridge. Tornado finally finishes off Yebarobo into the pit. The clock is ticking down though, and Tornado pushed all the way by Philippa will have to go to a judge's decision. That's a surprise in itself.
3, 2, 1.
Razor on the left, Tornado coming in on the right-hand side with push and shove. Razor with the claw, the beak, the jaw, call it what you like. Pushing and shoving Tornado in towards the arena sidewall and getting an early grip there. Tornado trying to back away. Tornado's weaponry's in on the arena sidewall. It can't get it into play. And there's the great beak of Razor. They do not mean to give up their title lightly here. Oh, isn't that painful looking? Oh, a slice is nice of Tornado. Tornado being puffed out of it here immediately by Razors. Hardened point cutting in, piercing Tornado hopes over very early, I would suggest. Tornado away, but what damage can they cause now? And again, they've got the wrong side to Razor. They simply cannot get that cutting 2,000 RPM spinning disc into play. Razor, good control and driving by Ian Lewis. We're seeing the Tornado team, they're up against it. They've gone into the side release button, down goes the pit, but I think Razor have this semi-final really under control. They've got Tornado by the scruff of the neck, and it's going to be over imminently, and that is hugely impressive once again by Razor. And are they once more to be crowned world kings? They are celebrating in style, a flourish. They have lifted Tornado overhead. And finally, the release, when it comes, will be a merciful one for Tornado. Into the pit they will go eventually, I'm sure, when Razor finally decides to let them go. Right now. Goodness me, that was frightening. Razor into the final.
Cease. 3, 2, 1.
Tornado on the right, starting swiftly. See the axe coming down of Gravedigger there with such power it actually rocked the machine, which is 89 kilos in weight. Down comes the axe onto the frame of Tornado. Four-wheel driven Tornado runs both ways up, built to push and ram. It is very dogged around the arena. It is very swift as well, even though they say it can only muster top speeds of 10 miles an hour. Zero turning circle, and again on the attack, nudging Gravedigger. It's a little irritant in the arena, Tornado, basically. Whips up a little storm of its own. And you see here, it's pushing Gravedigger away with formidable force there. Gravedigger slammed onto the arena side wall. Sekillo has a look as well. Tornado releases the pit button, so down will go the pit. You can see it descending there, top of your picture. And to me, it looks as if Tornado already have this one. Sekillo in on the Gravedigger double-headed axe and simply drawing it across the arena floor. And a very good performance by Tornado has left Gravedigger immobilised right from the start. Chasing it around the arena, slammed it against the side wall, and though there is a bumping sort of a movement there from Gravedigger, I don't think it's enough. Neither does the ref bot. They're counting him down. Well, Gravedigger played in the semi-finals of Series 3, and they're going to go out here in the heat. Tornado, get away and out of there. You don't need to be in the trouble zone. Out go Gravedigger. Tornadoes destroy everything in their path, and that's the way it's looked for the Gravedigger boys. Ooh. And they already have their grave dug by Tornado. And Sir Killalot is about to conduct the cremation of the Gravedigger. Burn, baby, burn. And Gravedigger about to be placed 6 feet under. As we've said so many times before, a key Robot Wars phrase. Gravedigger, R.I.P. Tornado with the last rites. R.I.P. in Robot Wars terms means must in pieces. Gravedigger cease in a pool of smoke. No more.
In Cambridgeshire, Tornado.
Hi, we're Team Tornado. I'm Andrew Marchant, this is Brian Moss and David Gamble. The robot has got 3 750-watt motors overrun at 36 volts. So that means we have 7 horsepower in the drivetrain and 3.5 horsepower in our new spinning disc weapon. We won the Best Newcomer Award last year. This year we're going all the way.
From Clondalkin, Dublin, in Ireland, Diotoir.
How's it going? We're the Diotoir team from Ireland. I'm Pete, this is Kieran, this is Joe. We've improved Diotoir, we put in high-powered springs off lorry suspension, and we're ready to fight and kick ass.
Robot Wars in all its destructive glory will be right back. Those metal-munching maniacs are back on Robot Wars.
Tornado with Andrew Marchant at the controls and David and Brian alongside him. And Diotoir, the Irish lads, work in the aircraft industry. There's young Jack, their mascot, in there with them. Dead metals in the arena, weapons synergy, the saw, the pincer, working together. Sergeant Bash, the flamethrower, the pincers, either can destroy.
3, 2, 1.
Terrific experience here. Diotoir has fought in every series of Robot Wars. Tornado semi-finalists in Series 4. Diotoir's weaponry is improved. Tornado drives back though. It is the most persistent of machines, Tornado. Never gives up. Constantly on the attack. With that vertically mounted 15-kilo front spinning disc slicing into the side here of Diotoir. They thought they might get a fur ball and be choked. Diotoir now has side spikes. You see them there to ward off such attacks, and a neat turn of pace there to get away from Sergeant Bash. Peter Redmond at the controls, an aircraft avionics engineer who loves farming. Ants. Strange. Diotoir under pressure from Tornado. Slam. Bam. And back at you, ma'am. Diotoir showing tenacity and courage in there. And actually grappling there with Tornado. This is a real heave-ho. See the wheels spinning? Tornado cannot push Diotoir any further, it would seem. The sergeant comes in and has a look. Ooh, a little flick of flame. And Diotoir's fur was tickled. Andrew Marchant at the controls of Tornado. They've obviously crowned themselves kings of the Robot Wars arena thus far. Will they be dethroned as Tornado slams in on the bucket scoop? Diotoir over the years has become much more durable, you know, and this is a terrific, sustained fight between two stout-hearted machines. Tornado spinning away. Diotoir in there for the close grappling, side by side. Toreador and Bull. Which is which? Tornado with a little bit of a push now, side on to Diotoir. Dancing around the arena, close controls. Diotoir takes the plunge. Goes for the pit release first. Down it goes, the pit. Diotoir, did they sense that Tornado was on its last leg, as it were? What a shot this is! Diotoir nearly went in, but Tornado crash out! The 12 seeds have gone. What a win for Diotoir!